Get this audiobook for free today at theaudiobook.co.uk.
Right, the punters downstairs, safer all round. So the vaults were converted into shops and voila, London gets its first ever underground shopping mall. Amazingly, I'd never heard of it. And Danny had to look it up on her phone while we drove over. The original Surface building was bombed during the Blitz, she'd said, which explained the neoclassical pile that was sitting on the site, now complete with faux Georgian windows and rusticated masonry facade of the ground floor. At least it was an easy crime scene to secure, with a marble reception desk guarding the main staircase down and the lifts. The cordon officer had simply strung a line of blue and white tape across the doorway leading from the atrium and turfed the vault security guard out from behind his desk. The cordon officer now sat behind it in his noddy suit, looking like a doorman from a dystopian future. Once he'd signed us in the log, we proceeded down half a dozen flights of stairs to a lobby with a coffee machine and a stack of crates with police labels. DS Sarah Gulid was waiting for us at the inner cordon in a low-ceilinged waiting room with a black and cream-coloured floor and a couple of blue sofas that looked like rejects from the 1990s. At one end, a pair of grey, metal and glass cases displayed artfully arranged collections of silver. In the opposite corner was a huge, old-fashioned safe with a maker's plaque proudly welded onto its front. John Tan, Reliance. "Is this the new trainee?" asked Gulid when she saw us. I introduced Danny. "Try not to pick up any bad habits," said Gulid. "Yeah," said Danny, giving me a questioning look. "Course." Gulid waved us over to a storage box, half filled with packets of paper noddy suits. She was already kitted out with her hood up, drawn tight so that she could keep her expensive hijab tucked away in her jacket. We shed our coats and struggled into our suits and gloves, and I had to rifle through the cellophane-wrapped packets to find one in XXL size. You nearly always have to go one size up to fit them over your street clothes, and if you're late to a scene, you can end up squeaking round in something too small. As we wrestled our way into our suits, Gulid filled us in. "Just after 9 o'clock this morning, an unidentified white male entered the vault, made his way down here, then proceeded to one of the shops and threatened the proprietor. The proprietor hit the silent alarm, but before anyone could respond, something happened. We don't know what. And the male was killed." "Something happened?" I said. "Want to guess how much CCTV there is in this place?" asked Gulid. "Want to guess how much of it is still working?" Strong magic damages microprocessors. One of the telltale signs of a Falcon event tends to be the local CCTV getting knocked out. Us police like our CCTV. It makes our job easier, and our only complaint about the surveillance state is that it's not nearly as seamless as everyone seems to think it is. Just ask anyone who's had to sit through 500 hours of grainy video on the off chance someone in a hoodie looked the wrong way at the right moment. Once we were kitted out, and as anonymous as stormtroopers, we waddled off to see just what something had happened to our victim. The vault proper was guarded by a door 40 centimetres thick, with the John Tan maker's mark embedded into the header. The weight of the door and the building above gave me a queasy moment as I followed Gulid through. Beyond the Tron door, we turned right into a brightly lit and blindingly white corridor which infinitied off into the distance. It was lined with vault doors and display cases filled with silver. At the far end, I could see blue and white tape and forensic types swishing around with cameras and collection kits. As we walked down the corridor, I saw that John Tan's name was on every header, but the name of each shop was displayed on the inside of the door so you could see them when the shop was open. And inside each shop was the most silver. It was crammed onto shelves and freestanding display cabinets, ranks of cutlery, salvers and gravy boats, lines of dogs and cats and bears and eagles, and intricate galleons under full sail, all of it glittering in the bright white tungsten light. and in each shop, standing or sitting amongst the splendour